Weather conditions. Cloudy. Temperature 27 degrees.
Well, with that announcement, I think we'll begin the Tuesday morning edition of the Good Morning Net. The W9DOR Good Morning Net, to be exact, from Door County, Wisconsin, Sturgeon Bay. This net welcomes all licensed amateur radio operators. We invite all of you to join us, and we also want to offer a warm welcome to all of our listeners here this morning. Your net control station this morning is Whiskey Niner, Oscar Bravo Bravo, W9OBD. My name is Rick, and I'm located on the west side of Green Bay in the state of Wisconsin. Emergency traffic may break into this net at any time, and we're going to pause now for any emergency or priority traffic at this time. Emergency or priority traffic at this time. All right, we got the IDer in there besides, so I guess that was kind of a priority message. Just a quick reminder, this repeater does have a 3-minute timer, so please keep that in mind during your transmission. Be sure to let the repeater drop in between your transmissions. Question of the day, I don't really have a question of the day per se. I just have a general inquiry, and that is, how is the new year going so far for you? Is the new year looking pretty good, or how is it going for you? That is my question of the day. And we're going to take our short time stations first and let them go right off the top and let them get on with their day. So short time stations for the Good Morning Net, please come now.
KF9KU Mobile.
KA9ARZ.
Alpha Bravo 9, November.
Three stations right on the top here. KF9KU, Gil, good to hear from you. Then we are going to go to Kevin and hear from him, KA9ARZ, and then over the lake to John, AB9NN in Beulah, Michigan. So, Gil, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Rick. W9OBB, KF9KU Mobile. I'm at Crooked Lake. It's halfway between Mountain and Crivets. Heading over once again to Andigo. Going to buy a dusk to dawn yard fixture. My old one, first of all, the sensor went bad on it. And then when I tried the jumper past it, there's a terminal on there, much like you would see on the back of a speaker for hooking a wire up. And I pulled on a little bit and it broke the whole tab right off. So metal fatigue and old age. It's probably from the early teens. It had a CFL bulb in it, of all things, and you know how we've all switched to LEDs now. So hopefully the new one I buy will have LED light bulb in there as well. And we got 26 degrees, driving a little cautiously. Some of the meltdown is on the road, and there are patches of black ice. So be careful on the curbs, at least until the temperature gets up there where it's going to be melting again today. So with that, I would like to comment on how the year's been going. Well, other than this outdoor yard fixture going kaput on me, everything is running smoothly. I've paid my taxes. I'm looking to all the insurances. I don't pay every 6 months on the car. I pay a whole year and get all the discounts I can. That should be coming up in another couple of weeks. I think it's due March 1st, so to give you a little breathing time in between. So with that, we'll say good morning and nice getting out here. We'll send it to KA9ARZ. This is KF9KU Mobile.
Thanks, Gil. KF9KU Mobile. This is KA9ARZ. Very good morning to all. So, I guess you got to be on the lookout today for possible slippery spots with the weather being what it is there. So, hopefully, 2024 will continue to be off on good driving experiences there, as opposed to getting into some icy or snowy conditions there. So I was glad that I was able to get back from my trip. Start off the year with not having to deal with any snowy weather, but people who like the wintry conditions there and enjoy winter activities could experience a major meltdown this week there. So Rick, that one FM 38, we're discussing there. I heard that it was in full transmission mode right at the start of it. In fact, that one HT that's got FM 38 on it, it already had some people talking away there, so I had to shut off that HT and get the other one, or else it would have locked up on the other frequency there. So anyways, full day of activities, city council meeting tonight. Last night shooting a bunch of action photos at the baseball game. So let's see how things are on the other side of the lake. Any slippery conditions or snowy conditions from AB9NN. This is KA9ARZ. Good morning.
Hi, good morning to everybody on the Good Morning Net from John, AB9NN in Beulah, Michigan, northwest Florida, Michigan, straight across the lake from Algoma, 9 miles inland. And what's the S9 on the repeater? Everybody's sounding loud and proud. The repeater's sounding good. Question of the day: how is the new year going? Pretty good. Just grinding through, reading some books, and doing my net in the morning, and watching a few TV series that we've been watching on Netflix and Apple TV, and been enjoying the football games and that sort of thing. So it's been a good, relaxing New Year's. We certainly had our share of snow. We had probably 12 to 14 inches of snow in the last go-around with the lake effect that we had. And now it's starting to come off the roof, so we're going to have to shovel it off the deck again. So I've been doing a good amount of shoveling with the Uper Scooper, and that's been getting me my 15 minutes to 30 minutes of exercise every day. And boy, the arms and the legs certainly feel tired when I get done with that. Let me break for reset. Okay, AB9NN returning to the net. And currently 31.9 degrees in Beulah with a north wind. And we've got big, huge swath of precipitation heading northeast. And it's covering probably the southernmost part of lower Michigan on its way north, and it's supposed to get just up to our county and maybe one county above. We're supposed to get maybe about an inch of snow today, and then rain tomorrow apparently, so we'll see what happens with that. Jane has to go to a Bible study this morning, and then she has to go to Bell's practice in Traverse City this evening, so hopefully she'll have good traffic. I see the solar flux index is perked up to 196, so we're going to have to get out and do some HF mobile and see what we can hear on the band. Should be interesting, and certainly nothing on the lightning maps, so that's good that we don't have any lightning snow. With that, I guess I babbled on long enough, so back to net control from AB9NN, John and Beulah. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, thanks to Gil and Kevin and John, and carry on with your day now, and hope you have a good one. ECHOLINK, I currently have 6 stations on the board. We're going to get back to those momentarily, but first I want to go ahead and take all the check-ins from our VHF stations first. So let's go to VHF check-ins for the Good Morning Net. This is W9OBB Net Control.
This is Kilo Alpha Diner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo.
KA9BXG. E9UPE.
C9KMA. Blow in, portable crossband. 10-9, what's up?
AG9P.
Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Alpha.
Niner, Whiskey Tango Zulu.
Net Control, KC9, LN Zulu. Good morning.
All right, great list here this morning, and I'm going to go through the VHF stations now before we get over to our ECHOLINK, and I'll go through the list. There was a double right after UPE, so we'll try to get that straightened out if it hasn't already done so. Up at the top, we have RDW, or KA9WAR, and then Bob BXG, and then my brother Brad over in Howard, KD9UPE. And then there was a double where it was a perfect double, and I didn't get anything from it. And then I have, after my brother Brad, we have KMA, and then Luke, W9LON, Larry, OSF, Damian, AG9P, and then we have Josh, KD9GDA, and our treasurer, Larry. Good to hear you this morning, Larry. WTZ, and then finally Tom at the end, KC9LN Zulu. So who did I miss? Whose call sign did I miss in that list?
9UUP was one of the doubles.
Okay, I think Joan caught it. Bruce, UUB, you're going to follow Brad, KD9UPE, and then Bruce, you turn it over to Joan, KC9KMA, and we'll go on from there. I have 6 stations up on the board for ECHOLINK, so we have a great group of folks here this morning to participate in the Good Morning Net. We're going to start with Michelle, K9GU. Then we're going to go to Alan, G1AEU over in England. And then Al, welcome Al. And I trust Sandy is probably by his side, N9EDV. Then we're going to go to Phil in Bellevue, W3TOS. And then Thierry over in France, F4GVO. Haven't heard you in a while, Thierry. welcome back to the Good Morning Net. And then Larry, KB9, DIT. So that is the list as I have it. Let's go to Michelle, and then AEU, EDV, TOS, GVO, DIP. Larry, you'll toss it to Artie. So, Michelle, good morning. K9GU, this is W9 OBB.
W9 OBB, thank you very much. Good morning to you, Rick. This is K9GU in Appleton in here, where the sky is definitely overcast in here. Temperature is 30 degrees and the barometric pressure 30.27, and the humidity outside is 86% in here. So it's going to be a slightly less cold weather than it had been several days ago in here. But it's overcast, and we'll see what happens in here. I think it's going to be overcast for a few more days in here. Interestingly, the humidity in our room in here is down to 21% in here. I measure that usually all the time. I've been measuring that sort of thing for many, many years in here. So it's not anything difficult, but 21% is lower than it is in summer, when it usually is more like 26 or 28%. So you can see all those numbers can change through your in here. We don't have any big plans today in here, except waiting for the net, not waiting for the net, listening for the net in here, and enjoying it as usual. I noticed a couple of stations in here that are particularly interesting that are going to come up in here. So very nice. Anyway, that's about all I have to say. And I'll pass it on to, I think, a station that didn't copy very well, by something like KA1ACU. I may have it correctly or not, but this is K9GU saying good morning to all.
So, good morning, everybody on the Good Morning Net. Got us down tonight. So I will keep it very short. So, this is 55 Fahrenheit here, 35 miles an hour wind. So it has been for another windy day and night. It seems 92% humidity. So there's bucketed down with rain. It's not raining like Sharon, but it's bucketed down, as I say. 30.03 on the barometer. So, 2024 is going all right for me. Number says between 2023, to be honest, and for the weather as it is resting good, and a nice fire to keep me warm. I want to mention our space on the next over, offshore. So I will wait for the next turn to say about offshore. So, November 9, ECHOLINK, Gold 1, Alpha, Echo 2, uniform. Go on ahead now.
G1AEU, this is K9EDV. Okay, Alan, good afternoon to you, and good morning to everyone on the Good Morning Net here this morning. 32 degrees in Oshkosh and overcast skies. I don't look at winter comp. As far as your question goes, Well, health-wise, we haven't been starting out the year very well. Sandy did have a knee replacement, but she is doing great. Unfortunately, when we went to Florida, we got COVID, and it's been a very, very slow process getting better. We are getting better, but it's very slow. There's days when things are just good other days, but it's slow. So, in that respect, not a good year starting out. But radio-wise, we're doing things here, and I can get back to my hobbies and stuff. So, one thing that did happen this morning was I had my HT on, and
Did ECHOLINK drop out? KA9ARZ. On the board, we still show Al as currently transmitting, and I see Al has now cleared, and so let's move on, and we'll check in with Al later. But let's go to Phil, W3TOS. Take it away, Phil. This is W9OBB, and then we'll go catch up with Al towards the end of the net here.
192.168.
Good morning, everyone.
1.28.
Here in Bellevue, where it's 29 degrees. So, I think it's good that it's warming up. We're going to get a little fog and possibly a little bit of drizzle today. But otherwise, good weather. In terms of what's happening so far in the year, it's been a total disaster due to my poor health. Remember, I was in the hospital in December, and then I had a detached retina. And I've had doctor visits ever since. And I had come up with a new business. I was supposed to start January 1st, and I didn't start it. So far, I haven't opened the door yet. So, got all the promotional stuff out, and got an ad going in the Bellevue seat, and I should open the doors February 1st. So, here's for my good luck for my future. F4 series, good to hear you on W3COS.
Weather alert on.
Many thanks, Phil. Dimitri QS. This is Foxtrot GVO. Here in Northeast France. Very good afternoon from my side, Sir Runner. Good morning to you. Quite there. Today, this afternoon, we had a strong windstorm for almost 3 days. And right now, no storm at all. It's a quiet day, quiet afternoon at least. Outside temperature is around 46.5 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's very sick for the season. A week ago, we have negative temperature, frozen temperature from a storm, so very changing weather conditions here in Northeast France. After a lot of rain, no snow at all here, just a few on the mountain. So far, not a lot of to bring on the Goodmorning net. I'm happy to be here with you. It's happened for me. And but the question of the day, well, the New Year seems to end good. At least it's just okay for now. And let's see what the good fortune will bring this year. There are a lot of things to struggle all over the world, so maybe it will be harder. I don't know, but we will see. So no more try for my turn. So back to Larry, TB9 VIP, this is for video. Go ahead, Larry. And a merci beaucoup to you too, Terry. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Question of the day. I'll tell you, Larry, KB9DIP Algonquin. I always want to say Algoma. Maybe because it's easier to say. In Algonquin. And I have a nice sheen to the walking surfaces outside. It's iced up out here. I got 35 degrees. My gosh, the tropical, it's balmy. 35 degrees. Barometer steady. And question of the day. The things have gone pretty good so far. My friends haven't had it too good up here or up there. But things are coasting along pretty good here. But like I always say, give it time. It'll all turn into kielbasa within minutes at any given moment. So that's all I've got, KB9DIP. And the net wouldn't be the net without the net, without Artie. Artie, you're up, KB9DIP, WAR.
DIP, Larry, this is K9WAR. Thank you and good morning. Good morning all. Here in Peshtigo we have 32 degrees and overcast. And as far as the question goes, we started the marathon contest on January 1st. And so far we've had 107 different countries contacted so far. But addressing the net operation for 25 years when I was net control, we had all the check-ins taken care of in 2 to 3 minutes. This morning it took 11 minutes and 3 seconds before I was contacted to come in. There's a lot of people that won't check in that I talk to from Menominee because they say they got to wait too long, and it's true. I've waited already a total of 26 minutes one time before getting checked in, and usually it's about this 10 to 11 minutes. From now on, if I'm not checked in 8 minutes, I'll just listen. But as other things it's customary to, when people check in, to say either mobile or short time. We got people that say neither. And we got people on short time that are, if they say they're short time, they're resetting. And that's extending things. Also, we are having another thing. I'll rather than talk too long, I'll mention carry on tomorrow. K9BXT, this is K9WAR.
The National Weather Service has cleared all watches, warnings, and advisories.
Okay, well, I guess we don't have any warnings going. That's good. I was hearing on the FM 98 group, and I guess Milwaukee is pretty nasty, kind of glare ice. So glad we're not there. Aye. The first week or so of January was really good. I don't know if I got COVID or what, but I feel like crap. Getting better, but last night I went to bed at 7:30, but I got up at 5. But things are coming around a little bit. Taste is coming back a little bit. I have taste, but it's off a bit. So it's not as good as a start to the year as I wish it was, but still planning on going down to Florida end of February. We are going to be leaving the 18th, and I forgot exactly what day in March that we will be back, so somebody will have to take my place while I am gone. Otherwise, not too much. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Over to UPE K9BXG.
K9BXG, thank you, Bob. This is KD9UPE. Wasn't paying good attention there again, but it sounds as though there may be a couple of times coming up in March. I'll be listening carefully to and keeping an eye on March to see if any subbing is needed. I'd be happy to. I learned on Choo-Choo Net last night that there may be something coming up too in March. So, and as far as the year goes, I'm just checking in here today, and I used to give a fellow a ride, and when I'd ask him how are you doing today, one of his favorite things was to look up and say, I'll let you know in about 30 minutes. So that would have been after we had arrived at work, play, whatever the day held in store. So when after I see how the leg's doing, I'll let you know. That's about it from here for today. I will send it over to W9UUB, I believe, is in here now. Bruce, good morning, Bruce. This is KD9UPE.
Good morning, Brad. W9UUB. Well, I've got a question for you. I tried to get in front of you, but in any case, can you take my Saturday? I have something coming up where I've got family visiting. I'm going to go back to you right away. Yes, no, or maybe?
Yes, I can do that, Bruce. This coming Saturday for KD9UPE. Very well.
Oh, wonderful. That pressure's off. Now I can go to the question of the day. New Year's. That feels like the same old shoe. Nothing significant. I'm really a little bit bummed with gray weather. I'd love to see. I almost don't care how cold it gets. I expect that in the winter, but darn, I'd like to see 10 days in a row of sun. And let's see. Yes, my cousin's coming over this weekend, and he's going to pick up that milling machine I have. That'll be quite the interesting deal. And he's kind of an interesting character, so I'm looking forward to the visit. He's got a lot of stories. And Chris thinks he looks like me, so there you go. Let's see, what else? Not much. Just tending the bird feeders, got a new book. Life goes on. Over to Joan, KC9, KMA, W9UUB.
Thank you, Bruce. Good morning, everyone. KC9, KMA. Well, Rick, I find that your question is one that really requires a person to sort of embrace reality. So the first answer that pops into my mind, how's the new year going? Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for what I can do again. And so to be glad you can snowblow is certainly an odd thing. But the fact is, I was pushing snow with the manplow and blowing with the little Toro. It's not the giant two-stage Tom thing that I don't think I could muscle around with two good shoulders. But it really is a crazy thing that when you're coming out of something terrible and can regain your function, the world is a rosy place. Yes, it's cold. Yes, it's cloudy. Yes, we had a blizzard. You know, but I'm enjoying the quiet time at home, the cozy fire, and, you know, I call them winter dinners, but soups and stews and stuff like that. So I'm in a good place. I'm happy that the exposure we have had twice to people clearly with illness did not infect us. So we don't know if it's just dumb luck or dumb luck. We're happy that we have been able to stay healthy so far. Let me just say, as den mother, every single change to the preamble and the rules and the changes is because of complaints. Nothing is undertaken without unbelievable amounts of discussion and etc. So when a rule changes because of a complaint, it by definition means someone's unhappy, and it almost invariably means someone else takes their place. And so, as den mother, it's a constant frustration. Hey, Paul. I can assure you that every net control does the very best they can to keep things running orderly and smoothly. We totally need the cooperation and support of every happy listener and participant who knows their order, keeps it running, remembers the question, et cetera, et cetera. So we will revisit this again, I'm sure, and with every transition of membership and every new cycle of net control, people try things, they move along, and mostly we'll just do the best we can. That's what I got for you. So I'm enjoying today. 28 degrees, no precipitation, and we are just above the line. The radar says we will miss this. Let's see who wins that bet tomorrow. KC9KMA over to W9LOS.
Thank you, KC9KMA. This is W9LOS, loop in Casco Junction. Well, today we're going to run some errands. We've got Bible study in the morning, and then after that, off to do some shopping. I find the question of the day an interesting one, and it reminds me of Kevin and the f-stop on the camera, because if I zero in on today, I'm doing great, I can do things. As I open that f-stop out, I find out that the new year I'm not as healed as I wish I was from last year's horror, which is a little depressing, and needs some continuous prayer. So, other than that, doing well, and passing it off to Larry, and I know I think this is W9LON, Larry.
Say look, W9LON, and NSF. Hey, am I coming in good? I moved my mic around. I didn't know if am I still coming in good? Is that NSF?
Yep, you're fine, Larry. And I know SF, this is W9OBB. Back to you, Larry.
Yeah, yesterday was, for the question, so far it's been good. Still low ground, do a pain. So far I haven't had no cold or flu yet. But got me anything, but otherwise it's been good. Yesterday was a snowmobile ride. I hope Dad took you on it was a Bowling snowmobile. If you look that up, that's about a 1964 7 Bowling snowmobile. You look that up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's, I don't know if they use it for logging or for pulling stuff. That's what it's designed, I suppose, like for the project you look on it, it's snowmobile. And otherwise, really checking I lost by about 8 points. I lost 5. And we watched the movie in here. If you look that up, it's a good movie. That's my opinion. No, it's good. And athlete who did that. So otherwise, today we got plans to is go to Green Bay. It's my sister-in-law out. We're going to Green Bay Family Club, and then if you go to Green Bay, there's a man for a big time on. So that all goes over. So otherwise, for history, on this day in history, January 23rd, 1957, Whammo Cottage first produced in leisure and sports. 1957, So otherwise, not much more. Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, things are going well for Cynthia. She's only got 4 more years to work for her state of Wisconsin. And we're always busy. Like tonight, we go to Appleton for the lecture by an astronaut. And then 3 more nights this week, she worked for at her second job at H&R Block. For me, things aren't going too well. I went to the bank yesterday here where my Judge Jay Conley imprisoned my cousin last year. She went to the hospital. She should have been back in her house where she's lived for 40 years, and that's where I want her. But he locked her up, and like that, this bank took $800,000 more than that in cash away from her. She doesn't have a cent to spend now. She's totally locked up with people with Alzheimer's. We went to visit her on Saturday, and she won't even talk. So all family life is gone for her, and the judge ordered her house sold, if you can believe that. He also, I looked him up on the internet, and there was a newspaper picture where he had ordered a house torn down because of a cat that had lived there. So anyway, so I will never be the same. The judge threatened to put me away, and that I couldn't take care of myself. Also, so this has been an interesting year. I will never be the same. But Cynthia was pretty happy yesterday. Some of her 135 customers at probation are back in jail, but they've been doing it several times a week here. This part of Wisconsin, they go into liquor stores and fill up a basket and just walk out with $1,200 worth of booze. But one police lady on her own time, just for the fun of it, changed person down, and one of the worst ones is back in jail. 889-4-2-GA. Good morning, baby. I can't imagine what's going through. I don't think most of us comprehend that situation. I think the power that we have a lot more control, things like that, than we should. Yeah, that's a very situation. I think it's hard to comprehend so you're in that position. Yeah, I don't know. I've watched it happen. I've watched it happen more than once in my career. And I've been with the more story. And the thing they completely lose control of things and have away over what's happening. Because somebody who does it on the situation is controlling that. It's going to happen, but that's scary. That is scary. I think that it's important to hear what's going on over the year. No real thing. I've got one on here myself, and stuff that I can go working, and things enjoying that. And that's how we go so hard. So, yeah, I like to do it.
chugging along. They got somebody outside right now on Bayshore Drive. They're walking them from Hattie Light. So, now it's all the way, and someplace like that, I want to put the gas. This is the light, so I'll hang on back. D9 over
Thank you, Josh. W9, WP. Well, she is the younger one is here. I mean, I turned 65 in November. I know the actual meeting. I'm enjoying some of the perks of making and making the finish line. Signs up to here, range withdrawals, 401k. So, life is good, and they would look good. I'm gonna go these are not criticism, so I'm gonna offer my observations on that. I get good calls when I was president here sometime, and I've always maintained that long that rules. Without them, you don't have an net. And so you gotta keep them half, however they do it. I think compared to before, and I'm going to say 5 years ago when I joined the group, there's a lot more whole, short time, broadband, and ECHOLINK. And it takes a little longer to get them out of the way of getting them in. And then control, I absolutely love that you're looking at the board and saying, I got you. That's your time saver, because everyone who's ECHOLINK knows either you're on the board or you're not. And so not going through the routine of checking those people in is good. I would offer something that every single participant can do is when you check in the first time, clearly, slowly, use proper phonetics. And that helps that goal, and it also helps the person coming after you to understand where they're coming after, which all the next ones are making them believe that. And I get it. I got trouble hearing some of the connection, the propagation is always great. But that slows things down. I don't know if I guess it's not meant to be criticism, it's just an observation. Ellen Zulu W9WP. Good morning.
Thank you, sir. KC9 Ellen Zulu here. Well, it's about 29 or 30 degrees here in Kiwani. No wind to speak of. Cloudy skies, of course, and the ground is basically dry. Went out for a walk yesterday late morning, and actually it was interesting to see how many sidewalks have not been shoveled. It's a good thing I've got those walking cleats with me, because 3/4 is 9/10 of the walk in no covered sidewalks. But that being said, that was good. Got it out, and hopefully get out today and do it again. But that being said, as far as the question of the day goes, well, here's okay. It's the new year. Getting ready to do some stuff this morning. Hopefully we'll get it done. And, well, this second year without my daughter, so that's a little bit rough at times. Something that happened on both on the TV and just walking around the house makes me remember. So that's where I'll leave that point. Other than that, kid next door found out yesterday he got his driver's license at 15. I didn't realize you get that early here in Wisconsin, but he was all miles and actually drove his mother's car part of the way home. I saw him out the window, and that's when I talked to him about it. He seemed to be really happy about it. So, just be careful out there. Watch out for the new kids getting their licenses, and take care. KC9 Ellen Zulu. I believe it goes back to net control.
Thank you, Don. You are correct. And yeah, that's a little scary. I wonder if they still have to have someone with them when they are driving at 15 years old. You know, they're allowed to. I imagine if they have their license, I guess they can just drive. They can just drive. And it doesn't matter if they have anyone with them or not. You have to have a thing called the temporary license, where as long as you were driving with an adult, with a licensed driver, learning how to drive, then you were okay. But things are changing all the time. I'm going to pause now for any new check-in. I do see that Jack is out there. What I'm going to do is just go pick up Jack under ECHOLINK on the All-Star board. AA9 TQC Jack, and we're wondering, so far in 2024, how is your new year going? Over to Jack and find out what's happening down in Florida. This is W9OP. Take it away, Jack.
Well, thanks, Rick. Good morning to you and everybody on the Good Morning Net, AA9 TQC, portable 4. It's 74 degrees and sunny, no breeze this morning. So my project today is I'm going to go work on a gap antenna that was gifted to me, and I've got to get it together. It was kind of a shoehorn operation getting it home in a minivan. It's a 30-foot long antenna, but I'm going to attempt to get that recalculated today and see how it works. And otherwise, things have been pretty good. A fair amount of repairs, and I don't think there's any subsystem at this house I haven't been deep into. So at this point, at least I know everything's working pretty good. So interesting listening to the comments. And Larry, it's good to hear you back on the net. We've missed you these last couple of years. So anyway, back to you, Rick, and thanks for paying attention to the board. W9OBB, KA9TQC, port 4.
Very good, Jack, and thanks for sharing that with us on the new gap antenna. Be sure you keep us informed and updated on your progress on not only getting it installed and hooked up and tuned in and all that good stuff, but how is the performance? And that's going to really be cool. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that works out great for you down there in Florida, because that's an excellent use of that antenna, and I know it's been waiting a while to get into use. So I'm going to go and pick up any other new check-ins for the Good Morning Net at this time. Do we have any additional check-ins that want to join us for the Good Morning Net? We're up to 22 check-ins at this time. New check-ins, please. Okay, looks like we got everyone on the first time through. We're going to move into our comments section now of the Good Morning Net, and we'll start with any comments from the ECHOLINK group of folks. We are now down to 5. Looks like TOS, W3TOS has logged off, and so has F4GVO. So any one of you 5 that would like to make an additional comment to the Good Morning Net, please come now. This is W9OBB, your net control.
You.
Okay, I have Alan with an additional comment, and Alan and Al. G1AEU and N9EDV, so we'll go back to England first, and and then we're going to go to Al in Oshkosh. G1AEU, pick it up and turn it over to N9EDV.
Very much to call from Alpha Echo Little. Well, yes, I agree with what you say about the national soul. Somebody has to wield the whip and he must rule these people into the soul. And I will bring my Oshkosh comments on tomorrow. So they've got a big net. So over to you, Al, I'm 90 from our Echo and home.
Alan, this is November 9, Echo Delta from Victor. Rick, first of all, did you hear my first transmission? Was it good enough? Was it distorted? Or did you not hear it at all? Over to you.
Al, I'm glad you brought that up. I had forgotten all about it. You just dropped out. The board showed you as still transmitting. Then I did a refresh on the Supermon 2 screen. We did get a lot of your transmission, and I don't know, that happened, I think it was yesterday, too. I think where we had it just drop out, and then we did a refresh, then everybody came back. So it wasn't a timeout, because no one had to log back in. So I'm not sure what is causing that, but we didn't hear you up to the end. We got a lot of your transmission, but not all the way up to the end. And as far as the audio goes, that's very legible. Back to you, Al. N9EDV, this is W9OBB.
Okay, not to repeat, but I'll just kind of do this in a fast manner. Yeah, we health-wise, we aren't having a good year health-wise. Maybe you heard that. Sandy did have knee replacement in November, and we both got COVID. We're in Florida, we got COVID, so we're recovering from that. It's a slow process, but we are getting through it. The last thing I said was I did get a message on my HT through APRS from a station in Michigan, which I thought was fantastic. It was a message directed to me that there was a net 7 o'clock p.m. But either propagation, because of propagation, maybe that's why I got it or whatever. But I liked it because I actually got a message on my HT through APRS. So thanks, Rick. That's all I wanted to know. And my voice is not quite clear yet because I'm still a little raspy. Over to you, Rick, N9EDV. Good morning.
Very, very good, Al. I'm so glad that you came back and added that. And yes, we did get everything about Sandy's knee and the COVID, and Sue and I also had COVID right around just before Christmas, and we were so much looking forward to spending it with our new family over here, our extended family who have, after 20 years living in Europe, my daughter is now down in Appleton, and we missed the whole darn thing. And it really put us into a tailspin. And Sandy, man, I didn't hear about your knee until now, so I'm so glad that you guys joined us. And I send along all my best and hope you're recovering. And Al, it took me a long time, and Sue went on that Paxlovid medicine. And I'll be darned if after the 5-year treatment, her symptoms were gone for the most part. Terrible cough she had, but she was no longer testing positive for COVID after that. And my testing for positive went on and on, even though I had no symptoms. I had one day that I did not feel well. So I share your pain, and I I don't know exactly how it affected you and everything down in Florida, and yeah, so there's our update. Let's hope that 2024 will keep marching forward and getting better all the time. So thanks for joining us. And that APARS, we did get, that's the part we missed. Otherwise, we did get the other stuff. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So we heard from Alan, and Alan, I will have no problem wielding the whip. And just wanted to get back to you on that. Well, it's already a little after 9. Let's go to our all other stations and late check-ins. Any other stations for comment or other late stations? So comments for the Good Morning Net. This is W9OBB, your net control.
KA9BXG.
Good morning. The time is 9 a.m. Weather conditions: cloudy, temperature 31 degrees.
KD9GDA.
Okay, we're going to head back to Bob, KA9BXG, and then over to Josh, KD9GDA. And before I forget, the new officers had a meeting last week, and one thing I wanted to make a note to mention when I am doing the net is that the dues for 2024 for the W9DOR Radio Club is coming. Well, we tried to get them all in by the 1st, but we decided with our treasurer, Larry, he brought up a very good point. We're going to go until March 1st and for you to send in your dues. They're only $15. You can go on the website, w9dor.org. It's very easy. It'll give you the information as to where to send your dues, or if you use PayPal, it's just a couple of clicks and you're all done. So we ask that you please pay your dues so we keep all this stuff running around here, keep all the equipment going, and you never know when we're going to need some money to take care of antenna and transmission line and so on and so forth. So thank you for letting me get that in. KA9BXG with your comments, and then over to KD9GDA.
Tom's comment about 15-year-old getting a driver's license. It's a temporary license. My grandson just got his in December, and he was 16. The day he turned 16, his parents signed him off. I guess as of January 1st, you have to be 16 years old and take a regular driver's test. And I did check on the internet, and that's what it comes up to. So your neighbor's probably just got it temporary, so he can drive with somebody else, but he can't drive by himself. So that's all I got. KA9BXG.
Josh, KD9GDA, over to you.
KD9GDA, thanks, Rick. Yeah, I was the same line. 14 years and 9 months, you can apply for your temps or get enrolled in a driver's license class or driving class. But yeah, you can't get your standard driver's license until you're 16. 16, you can take the test. Nothing before that. I'm sure there's probably special privileges for some reason, but it's definitely not anything. I remember, because our daughter just went through driver's ed a year and a half ago, and, well, whatever, 2 years ago, but
yeah, we went through all that, and yeah, when we were younger, I don't think you could be 14 years 9 months and apply. I think you had to be 15 and a half just to sign up. But yeah, and then also you can just sign them off nowadays. They do not have to take a road test either. But yeah, Tom, so hopefully he's not driving on his own. KD9, GDA, back to OBB.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. I was a little confused there for a while. Yeah, I remember having my temporary license and going out with adults to get the hang of driving, and then I also took, well, you used to have driver's ed back in school in those days. That was a required class, and so that was good. And then also there were driving schools that you could pay for, and I also went through that process. And, well, that's all I'll say about that, but I'm glad you clarified that because I wasn't sure what was going on nowadays. So with that, I'm going to pause one more time for any quick comments, and then we'll close the net down for this Tuesday's edition.
AG9P.
Okay, over to Damien, AG9P. This is W9OBB. Your comments, please.
AG9P. In Texas, my 15-year-old granddaughter is driving her father around my son, but she has to have a licensed driver with her at 15. My son needs a driver because he broke his legs one leg 2 years ago, and he still cannot walk. And in my case, for a driver's license, when we're going to Texas for the wedding, I got the paperwork already done, the Texas paperwork from my eye exam here in Wisconsin. Hopefully I will be able to get a driver's license of some sort. I refuse to drive out of town now. AG9P, back to OBB.
Okay, Damien, thank you. And, yeah, thank you for those comments and those clarifications. So we hope everything works out well for you in that regard. Well, we're coming up to almost 10 after 9 now, and that will bring this edition of the Good Morning Net to a close. And I want to be sure to thank WDOR radio station for the use of their tower to hold our antenna up way high and provide good coverage, and also the facilities that they so graciously have offered us to house our equipment. Thank you, WDOR radio station, Sturgeon Bay. So this is W9OVB. I'm going to return the W9DOR repeater back to normal amateur use. Remember, it's available 24/7, so use it so we keep it. W9OVB is off and clear. Thanks, everyone.
W9OBB, KA9TQC.
Hey, Jack, very good. Imagine you're enjoying the weather down there. I don't have to tell you, it hasn't been too pleasant up here so far, but we're in a warm-up spell, so that should change a few moods. Over to you, Jack, KA9TQC, W9OBB.
Well, actually, Unfortunately, the weather here has not been too normal either. We've had massive amounts of rain. We had a 7.5-inch rain event and one dumping of rain. And for the week, we had 8.3 inches altogether, so crazy amounts of rainfall and cool temperatures. I mean, it's now getting back up to what I would consider normal for Florida. But yeah, I'm listening to the driver's license talk and remembering that I got my first ticket when I was 15, towing a guy on skis behind my Honda Trail 90 during a blizzard, and managed to somehow get a ticket. So on my 16th birthday, they handed me and took away my driver's license all in the same move. But the real reason I wanted to give you a shout was to ask about the status of the battery sensor on the repeater. Back over to you. W9OBB, K9TQC.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we all got together with the other club officers, some of them, and that thing ran so long, I never got over there to put the thing in. And then, of course, we had the whatever it was, 14, 15 inches of snow or whatever, so there's no way we were going to get back in there then, so I'm waiting for things to dry out. My philosophy has been that if we lose power at our transmitter building, that power is fed from the WDOR radio station building, so that means their radio station will also be off the air if there's no power coming into it. So I'm assuming that that will get corrected and repaired in a big hurry. So that kind of lessens the urgency to get that done, but it certainly still is in the works. I have the parts made up. I have the fixed resistor at 2.2K all set up to put in for the sense, and then if that doesn't bring that voltage down to very close to 27 volts, I have a 5K potentiometer, which puts the 2.2K right about in the middle, and then we'll just swing that one way or the other until we get the voltage at 27, and then I'll know what resistor value I actually need. So hope that was adequate. Right now we're working on the 501C issue. Our extension has expired in November, so I got to make sure we're not going to get dinged for anything on that, and I'm trying to work out a solution just to make sure. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue because we're still waiting on them. So that's where we're at with all of that good stuff. And I've been communicating with Larry, W9WTZ, and we're planning on having a club member meeting coming up very soon, yet this month, January. So we're going to do that over Zoom. And the only restriction right now will be the 40-minute time limit, but we're looking at picking up the full-fledged Zoom version, so we don't have that restriction. Back to you, KA9TQC, W9OBB.
Well, thanks for the clarification. I guess I'm just really curious if that sensor actually does drop the voltage. Just, I don't know that there's any urgent need really for the battery backup, but it's mostly just curiosity to see if we were barking up the right tree, thinking about that as a way to bring down the voltage. As luck would have it, I've been hauling in the loop down here. I also got a lithium iron phosphate battery charger from my neighbor who upgraded his, and that came with the battery sensor. The temperature sensor, it looks like, even has the same plug. So I thought, well, of all things, to just sort of have handed to you unexpectedly. So congratulations. It's great that you guys are able to actually get together and up the communication between the officers. I think that's wonderful. And yeah, I think the 501c3 thing should take care of itself. It's just more or less a clerical error that, once corrected, should set us in pretty good stead for the future. So thanks for your efforts. Thanks for the explanation, and Look forward to chatting with you again. W9OBB, K9TQC, Port 4.
Well, thanks, Jack. Yes, appreciate your checking in, and we'll try to keep you updated, and hopefully you'll be able to partake in the meeting once we get that set up. I'll get with Larry, and we'll figure out what's a good date, and then we'll send out the invites to the club members. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I suspect that it should. I mean, a thermistor is nothing more than a variable resistor with that is temperature sensitive, so if they claim 2.2K is what they usually use for 27 volts, you know, just put the voltage on the thermistor, and whatever comes back, that's what it's going to use to reference to supply the voltage. But I've been wrong before, so we do want to get it in, and I'm curious as well. And my brother Brad and I will make a trip back in there as soon as things melt down and dry up a little bit. So you take care. Have a good time with that gap antenna. We'll be looking forward to hearing about it. So be sure you check into the net and let us know. And with that, I think we just about covered it. So this is W9OBB Green Bay, and I am clear.
Alrighty, 7-3, Rick, and the gap is actually not the high gain that I got up in Wisconsin, sitting still safely in its box up in Townsend, but this is a different antenna that a friend down here didn't need anymore, so he just asked me if I wanted it, and I said, well, sure. So we'll see how that works. It's different than the high gain, but suddenly I've got an abundance of antenna options. Okay, Fletcher, you're on 7-3, KN9TQC.
Oh, I got it. That's right. That was a high gain. Okay. Well, my neighbor down the street who passed away a couple years ago still has his gap up on the roof, and that baby really worked out well for him. I don't know what model you have. I'm suspecting, well, it's a vertical, so there you go. We'll be anxious to hear how that works out. And I've never been able to get that one off the roof, much to the chagrin of his wife, but man, if you could see how it's mounted, you'd understand why. W9OBB off and clear.
Well, mine is an Eagle model, and it is 30 feet tall when assembled, so it's going to be a monster. And I was trying to decide how to mount it, but luckily the davits we have behind the house on the canal have perfect mounting opportunities, so I think it'll be good. Plus, that was it doesn't really use a ground, but I think it'll be a great opportunity. But mine is a Gap Eagle, and its size is intimidating. So, good luck, and thanks for your efforts on her behalf. See you later, K9TQC.
Yep, his was all of that 30 feet as well. I'm pretty sure they're probably the same. I have the book here for it, but filed away right now. It may well be the Eagle as well. It's been up there a long time, and it really worked well. So hopefully that's encouraging for you. Okay, one more time. W9OBB is clear. Thanks, Jack.